Good morning, Eastsiders. Big announcement. Sydney Lawson was born yesterday, weighed 8 pounds, 11 ounces. Mother, daughter, and family are doing great. Two little boys are now big brothers, so be praying for them and we give thanks with them. Also, had good news from Willie's test. It came out well. Robbie went to see his doctor, had some good news there. We're just praising God for good things that are happening and excited to rejoice with you in all of that. Today, we're going to continue looking at Jeremiah. I want you, if you could, to turn to chapter 18. This is prophecy, and this is what God tells God's people. So, hear the word of the Lord and hear it for them and for us. Chapter 18, verse 1. This is the word of the Lord that came to Jeremiah from the Lord. Go down to the potter's house, and there I will give you my message. So I went down to the potter's house, and I saw him working at the wheel. But the pot he was shaping from the clay was marred in his hands. So the potter formed it into another pot, shaping it as it seemed best to him. Then the word of the Lord came to me. He said, Can I not do with you, Israel, as this potter does? Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, Israel. If at any time I announce that a nation or a kingdom is to be uprooted, torn down, and destroyed, and if that nation I warned repents of its evil, then I will relent and not inflict on it the disaster I had planned. And if at another time I announce that a nation or a kingdom is to be built up and planted, and if it does evil in my sight and does not obey me, then I will reconsider the good I have intended to do for it. There you go. God responds to our actions and our faithfulness. And even in God's love and God's plans, they're only set in stone in the heart of God. And if God chooses to change what God is doing, that's entirely up to God. These people who say you won't die, it's not your time, who say God's got it all planned out, our actions, our work, our faith, they affect God. Our prayers affect God. So I want you to get the idea of a God who hears and answers our prayers, but also a God who responds to our activity. If we're supposed to be following God and not, God's going to get someone who will. And if we turn from our sin and our failure and follow the living Christ, then God's going to use us. So today, as you go through your Thursday, put your faith in God. Be faithful to what God asks you, and you will see the reward of the King in your life.